So, welcome to the Embrace the Madness podcast. This is Madeline. Normally, I do this just over sound, but today I'm doing it over video too. So, I'm recording this actually for the podcast. So, if you listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music, then I will upload it on there too. Oh, hey, Instagram. I'm like on a zillion things and like it's a party. So, let's see. Cool, I got my clock. Well, I don't have a job right now, and so that's kind of weird. And I guess we can start from the very, very, very beginning. So, I remember we went to Austin for my little sister's birthday, and that was kind of when it started being like a thing. People were talking about it. We had still had our plane tickets, but at that point it wasn't like horrible to travel, I guess. But so we did. And I mean, it still seemed kind of like the flights were booked. I mean, it just seemed like normal occupancy, but no one was really wearing masks. In the airport, it was just kind of normal. This is, I think, 2 weeks ago. And so, but at that time, South by Southwest had gotten canceled, which is like this music festival or like, I don't even know if it's a festival, just like kind of this community with artists and they get together and do stuff. Well, hey, Jess. Well, so that had been canceled and we had met these people who had made plans to go there and they weren't able to go. So that was happening. Well, I guess like we didn't think it was that big of a deal. So I was like, dang, I'm trying to go to this music festival next weekend. I hope that it doesn't get canceled. And so we just didn't, I don't know. It was just like at that point, we didn't really know what was going on. And we didn't know if it was like horrible. Oh no, Sarah, it's frozen. Ah, this is so funny. Maybe my internet sucks. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I can't even get close. Well, it says full bars. I don't know. So let's see, where was I? Anyways, we had come home. Buku had gotten canceled. And so we were like, dang. Well, that's kind of when it started seeming progressively worse. And so I'm trying to like remember. So I had taken off work that week and I was like, if this is happening, like I don't really want to go back to work. And so I was like, if I need to, I can pick up shifts, but I'm sure a lot of you guys know I'm a bartender at a local wine bar. And so then the mandate came out and they were like, well, you can't do dine-in options anymore. And so that was kind of crazy. And I was like thinking about it and I was like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. But then it kind of hit like, okay, well, you don't have a job. And like it was a little freaky at first, but like I kind of started like getting it. And so it's still like freaking weird to me, just thinking about it. So yeah, our boss finally had to close everything and it's just wild. It's wild. I've filed for unemployment, which I never thought I would have to do, but thank goodness it's there. I feel like I've been doing a good job of not spending everything I own, so I can like last for a little bit. Thank goodness. But I know for a lot of people, it's not like that. And that's so scary. Like nobody knew any of this was going to happen. And so we're all just like, what do we do? And there's just like so much uncertainty too around it because nobody knows when it's going to like go back to normal, you know? And hopefully things are still good. I can't tell. I'm gonna like go back and listen to this and be like, what the frick? Anyways, it's so silly being on live. Anyways, so yeah, here I am. Since I took off, I've been off for 2 weeks. So I've had a little bit more time to be like, what am I doing? So for the first couple of days, I guess last week, I got really like I feel like for y'all too, it just comes in waves. And so sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be scary, sometimes it'll just be, I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. And I feel like it's such a weird experience for all of us to go through because nobody's ever gone through this before. And so it's still like so weird to like get your mind around because it's just so bizarre. Nobody knew this was coming. Nobody even knows what the heck's going on. There's so much stuff like in the media, and I don't know, for me, I feel like there's such a weird trust situation going on with like the government and stuff like that. And so for me, it's hard to believe what's true and what's not true. And so that's kind of frustrating because you want to trust your government and you want to believe that they are looking out for you and want the best for you. But then at the same time, it's like, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And I think that's probably been the scariest part is not everybody wants to, I don't know. I guess, for example, I went to the store today. Nobody's acting like anything's wrong. Like nobody is acting like the mayor put out a mandate that we don't need to leave our houses after today. And it's kind of weird because people aren't even like respecting the 6-foot rule, which is a little freaky to me because it's like, hey, you're in my bubble. And if you have a virus, come on, be respectful. So yeah, it's just so many weird things going on. Fortunately, I know a lot of people still have their jobs, which is cool. I'm not one of them. So technically me and my sister are both unemployed. But yeah, I don't know if you guys listened to the podcast last week, but I talked about a lot of this uncertainty and just weird energy kind of that exists around this whole kind of thing. And I think it's just all going to have to be something that we kind of figure out and learn to live with, at least for like the time being. Because I don't know, I saw something today that was like, oh yeah, school's not going back to the end of April. So it's like, what's going on? And definitely for me, social media is like, ugh. Like I remember one day, I don't even know what it is. Like maybe we're just trying to constantly like be aware of what's going on and who's doing what. And every time I check Facebook, it's just worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And like I just want to like curl up in a ball and cry. And I curled up in a ball for a couple of days, but fortunately I didn't cry. But it's just like, it's just so weird. To me, I was thinking like nothing really matters right now. Nothing. I was even thinking about, like I was going to talk about relationships for this podcast, but at the same time, I'm like, that doesn't matter right now. Like everybody's freaking out. And I don't know. I think that's something that needs to be addressed because, I mean, what are we going to do? Just freak out for 2 months? But I think that staying positive is really important and still maintaining friendships and communicating with those that we love, even if we can't see them right now. But yeah, just like FaceTiming people even helps. We did that with my friends a little bit ago, and I think that kind of helped. But it's hard. I haven't seen my parents in a long time, my little brother. It's weird. It's really weird. And I feel like in order to get through this, it's going to have to be weird. And it's going to have to, be weird. So what I've been doing lately is, one, I had to get out of my little slump because I was in it for a couple days. A lot of, what did Jordan say? Yes, Jordan, yes. So a lot of, excuse me, I just lost my train of thought. I follow a lot of artists and musical things, and they are all like, well, I hope that you're productive and creative in this time. And so I would try to work on stuff and do that, but then I would get really frustrated because I don't know, it just wasn't happening and it wasn't coming out, and I feel like I was kind of forcing it a little bit, and I think I just kind of got in this weird ball of, oh, you're not being creative or productive right now, and what are you doing with your time? And then I just kind of got in a really big slumpy. So if you're going through a slumpy, you're gonna make it through, I promise. And I feel like this too is a really important time to know that there's no timeline to this. We don't even know what's going on. So if it's taking you time to grieve and cry and do all these things, that's okay. Just let it happen. And know that everybody is probably freaking out too. Some people have jobs, some people don't. So there's lots of room for lots of different emotions. And I think that remembering that and being compassionate towards yourself in your kind of process is really important, because I kind of realized that I was just so confused and so whatever that, I don't know, I just started being really mean to myself. And I was like, okay, hold on. This is way out of your control and you have no idea what's going on. So it's okay. Everything's fine. So then I was watching Mark Robier. He's the guy that does the loops and the live music and stuff like that. And he made this comment about how he could do what he does all day because he's got this big window overlooking the Brooklyn Bridge. And so I kind of was having these epiphanies all together and realized that if I want to be creative and be happy and create this space for myself, then I need to enjoy where I'm at. And if I'm going to be here for God knows who long, well, then maybe I should create a beautiful space. And so I just woke up yesterday and redid my room. And I just got rid of a lot of stuff. And what's crazy is I don't know why I always go through these moments where I'm just oh, I hate work, blah, blah. And it's not the work that I hate. It's just the fact that I'm doing something for something else. I just want to be able to have the freedom and, laxness to just do whatever I want at any moment. And so I was like, hey, I just wish I had all this time. I wish I didn't have to work. I wish I could just work on music stuff and practice mixing all day and do whatever I want and not have to go to work. And here we are. The universe provides. And so all this time I've been saying, oh, I don't have time to go through all this stuff and I don't have time to do this. Well, here's all the time. Here's all the time. And so I'm sure this is kind of just a whole widespread thing. We are just going and going and going and going and going and going and going in our lives that, I don't know, we lose track of all the things oh my God, I just read what Jordan said. She said, what if we all collectively wish for not having to work and manifested this amazing time? I mean, maybe we've all been wanting like time to do what we need to do. And for me, that's getting rid of stuff that I've had from my old move and haven't gotten rid of. And I've got so many clothes, and I just kept pushing it back. Well, anyways, so I was able to recreate this space, and it feels so much better. I haven't finished quite yet, but I'm doing a great job. And oh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. And so, yeah, if you have been thinking of needing some time to get stuff done, I mean, now's the time. To me, I kind of had to get through this kind of just reality check of, okay, this virus thing is real and there's nothing we can do about it, and we're going to be locked in our houses. Well, supposed to be. And like, there's nothing we can do. And so I'm just at this point where I'm just kind of accepting it, and it's kind of weird. It's weird, but at this point, I'm just like, well, so now I just have, I don't know, 2 months to do whatever I want. So I'm working on creating a space that makes me happy and brings me joy, and I'm going to try to get rid of stuff. And then I plan on trying to work on some music and practice mixing. I need to upload my mix. So really just all the things that I've been thinking about doing, and just like, I gotta go to work. Well, also, I feel like the light's getting whatever. Where was I? I don't remember. Anyways. Oh, talking about doing stuff. So my friend asked that I mention what to do about creativity and finding ways to be creative in such weird times of uncertainty and stuff. And so I'm still kind of in the phase where I need to start doing creative stuff, but I feel like this is, I mean, a little creative. Everybody's going on Facebook Live, so I felt like, oh, cool, well, I can just join the train. And I feel like, I don't know, I talk a lot in my podcast by myself, but I kind of want this to be a dialogue. I feel like this is important, and I'm not the only one that has feelings. I know you guys do too. And so this podcast is a creative outlet for me. I guess number one, identify what you enjoy doing. And if that's writing, painting, drawing, talking, writing music, listening to music, I don't know, anything like that, and just kind of thinking outside the box. Today, I went to the store and I got stuff to make bruschetta. So me and my sister made stuff. And we were just like, oh, dude, we can just get silly, like, with the stuff that we're cooking. And I mean, that's kind of a creative outlet too. Just pretend you're a little chefy and chef it up. Hi, Jamie. I'm about to address your comment. Also, you know, gotta get clean. I did a really, really not good job at stocking up on all that stuff when I should have. So I've got like 3/4 of a hand sanitizer, but let's see. Maybe just also make sure your space is something that you enjoy. And something that I'll never forget, my anatomy teacher from high school said, structure determines function. And so when I was rearranging my room, I was like, dude, that makes so much sense. And so I moved my music stuff in here, to kind of inspire me to want to do it. And I also put my yoga mat where I'm sitting right now because I've just been making all these excuses about how I want a space to like stretch and blah, blah, blah. So I did it, and I can get back to you on this, but I really think that creating just a positive environment will inspire you to do creative things. And let's see. So my friend Jamie just chimed in. It's a weird state of fear. I read fear is really your body taking in information for survival, and the situation is around the world, so that heightens fear. The uncertainty lingers, but acceptance came quickly. I wish I could help everyone suffering from it, and I'm lucky to be in the situation I'm even in. Yeah, for sure. Like, I can't even imagine, like, all the people that are just, like, scared as heck. Because luckily, I mean, I think I am in a position to be scared, but I'm trying to stay calm because I know that if I start freaking out, it's all going to freak out. And it's crazy because it's happening all over the world. It's happening to everybody. Like, it's not just us, it's just everybody. And so, taking in information for survival. Yeah. And I mean, of course we're afraid when we're on social media and they're telling us all this stuff about the virus and this is what you need to do and this is how many people died and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's scary. And then also the fact that we didn't know about this until a few weeks ago, and then it's already been happening for months around the world, and like Italy's just like completely bleh. It's just still like the most bizarre thing in the world. So I just know that I'm taking it day by day, and I'm trying to stay calm, and silliness is also important too. I know it's like really serious and scary, but anything that you can do to like maintain your sanity, I highly recommend. So I feel like I'm rambling. It's been about 25 minutes. So why don't you guys send me some questions and then we can start talking about this or whatever. Not even, you can type whatever you want. We're just live here, you know? And the sun's going down. The sun did come out at such a good time. And hell yeah, Jordan says, dance it out, everybody. Well, we can't go to our raves, so we're going to have to figure something out. It is supposed to be 80 degrees at the park on Thursday. Oh, I mean, not at the park, but, you know, in the world, in the Memphis. So I don't really know how to navigate that, especially if we're not supposed to leave our houses. I don't really know. Thanks everybody for participating and tuning in. I thought that going live would be cool. It's different. I haven't done it before. We'll see how this turns out when I upload it. I'm going to try to turn this light on and see what happens. Ooh, that's a lot of shadows. Mariah's here. All my friends are here. All my friends are here. Do you think the light's good? Bad? This humidity has got my hair crazy. I like your chair in my room. Yeah. The chair is normally in Olivia's room. But I wanted it for talkie. How are you, Mariah? Do you guys have any tips or things that you have realized this past week? So my mom said yesterday, Caroline Miss was saying that life has been pregnant with something for a while now. Like people have been sensing that something was coming. That's interesting. I also feel like I have been feeling weird these last couple months, and I was wondering, like, is that like preliminary stuff? I don't know. My grandma used to talk about the great shift that's been predicted for a long time by metaphysical people. I mean, and maybe this is that shift. And I just have so many things happening. And so maybe it is time for a shift, and it's just like the world balancing itself out. And in my opinion, I don't think that we're aware of kind of like the higher consciousness and kind of the higher, like we don't know what the reason is or why. And sorry, Mom. But I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing, and I mean, I've been posting stuff too, to look at the higher purpose of this. And I definitely have been trying to focus on that rather than focusing on like the scary stuff. And I talked a little bit about the law of attraction before, but whatever you focus on, you attract. And so instead of fear and dying and sickness, why don't we focus on health and abundance and love and healing and more love? And so I'm trying to keep my vibration on that level and stuff like that. Thank you for your comment, Mom. Also, let's see. My friends are beeping in. So Sarah says we can go outside but keep distance. Heard. I just don't want to get pulled over by a police and then not have a piece of paper, you know? Are you going to let your sleeping schedule do what it wants? Me, kind of. I'm not going to just sleep all day because I have shit to do, but I'm definitely going to kind of let it do what it wants. And I feel like I'm at a good schedule for now. But yeah, for now, I don't know. You can't really see much. I miss you too, Mariah. Sarah says vitamin D, yes. And I've been trying to do that. If you live in good old Memphis, Tennessee, it's been raining every day. And it's really sad and it's really depressing and it's really hard, especially when they're like, oh, you need to stay in your house. Well, yeah, it just like perpetuates the whole I'm trapped. And so it's like randomly sunny outside. So I've been trying to go out. I've been trying to ride my bike and just kind of incorporate that physical activity in the meantime. But yeah, definitely get vitamin D because I know that I am very much prone to bad levels. And yeah, if you're my skin type, i.e. kind of super mega pale, then you really only need to be outside for 10 minutes. And so if you can do that, so thank you, Sarah, for the recommendation. I appreciate it. Sarah's a badass. Okay, Jordan says, try sleeping for 2 separate 4-hour increments instead of 1-hour increments. Like a nap, maybe? Or 2 naps? I don't know. Okay, Davis says, I think it's kind of bananas how often I forget it's happening. Like I'll wake up and won't think about it for a few minutes. At first I felt guilty, but I think there are some positive aspects of disconnecting from the current situation, if balanced with engagement. Which I agree with. I think if we focus too much on it, then it's kind of just like, eh. Like if I think about how I don't currently have a job every second of the day, I'm going to lose it. And so yesterday when I was cleaning my room and my apartment, I realized that I was kind of just disconnected from the thing. And I didn't even think about it for a good probably 8 hours. And that's insane because this is our world now. And I like keep staring at my tea that I made just for this podcast. So, yes, I agree. I think we kind of have to figure out how to manage this in whatever way works for us, you know? Like, If you want to scroll on Facebook and if that makes you happy, go ahead. I don't think it's that healthy. I kind of think that kind of feeds into it because a lot of it's just like stuff to get your attention, you know? I think kind of tying back to the creativity thing is, yeah, find those things that make you happy and figure out what you do enjoy doing and do that. And I think when you can get in that kind of state of flow, that you'll kind of escape the madness, the literal madness. And let's see. Honey, why can't I see people in here? Mom, because they're all on Facebook. You're on Instagram. I think Jamie's on Instagram. Jamie Holford. Hello, from England. Let's see. They are on Facebook. Data is so weird. The internet's so weird. That's what I'm realizing. Like, this is such a weird shift. Everybody's streaming stuff on the internet and, Jordan's on Instagram. It's just weird. There's laggy. I know this video keeps cutting out. I'm sorry about that. I don't really know what's going on. So yeah, figuring out what you can do to kind of take your mind off of the madness is a good idea. And so I encourage you to find what that means for you, whether that means getting outside, exploring nature, reading books. I have been meaning to like start reading, so I really want to get back into that. And music's a good outlet. If you need to find new music and stuff on the internet, then I don't know if you use Spotify, but Discover Weekly is really good. SoundCloud radio is really good. That's what I do. Journaling probably will help a lot. Just like writing about what you're feeling, and even if it's just like weird feelings, I think that is real for sure. But really just doing anything you can to make sure you don't lose it. And like, who knows? This is like the very beginning, so we all very well might lose it really soon. I'm just waiting for that day. And I don't think it necessarily has to come, but we got this. We got this. Okay, so Jordan says, all the star seeds and light workers are here and waking up, and the earth is ready for us to make a positive change in the world. And I totally agree. I have been listening to these podcasts, and they're kind of like on the same page. Like, you can't just not talk about this and what's going on. And so a lot of them are mentioning that this is kind of like there's a higher reasoning behind that. And I'm not really sure what that means or why that it has to be a virus, but it is what it is. And I can tell that we are all like missing this connection that we normally get to experience. And so I think as light workers that we have an opportunity to kind of embrace that and create this idea of, yeah, we can reconnect for sure. And I think a lot of that means reconnecting with the world around us and the nature. And I think this is kind of just a call to a higher consciousness. I mean, we've all been working jobs for forever, and I mean, what is your 9-to-5 really doing for you? I mean, if you are intentional, that's great. But I feel like, at least for me, what am I doing? I'm just working this career job to pay off my student debt, blah, blah, blah. Well, your job's closed because it's not essential, and student debt doesn't really matter right now because our survival's at stake. And so I think this is kind of just a big skirt, and everybody's being forced to just kind of just stop and listen. And I think that our job as light workers is to kind of get people to listen to the listening And I think that this is a crucial time for hopefully everyone to turn inwards and listen to themselves and their hearts, and hopefully like truly connect with themselves, which is ultimately the universe, and yeah, get on board. So I'm going to pray for that. Okay, my friend Jessica says, I think the shift was good, even though we weren't prepared and the uncertainty is crazy scary. But I think it's really brought out light in what's important to people and how to just deal with your own stuff, you know? The world's worse about not dealing with my own problems, and that literally is all I've dealt with the past 2 weeks. It was scary and sad, but it turned to be a positive because I know where I want to be now. So just positivity and looking at the positive things that can come out for it. Yes, queen. I think that this is totally a time when we are forced to deal with our stuff, because in addition to working these jobs, we're just going and going and going and going and going and going to Netflix and bars and alcohol and blah, blah, blah. And we are just constantly going from one thing to the next. And we're not thinking about what's important to us. And we're not thinking about what matters. And we're not thinking about the important stuff. And I think that this has literally put the brakes on everything. Like literally everybody. Everybody is like having to figure out what to do with their life now. And that's really scary because a lot of people bank on forgetting and numbing themselves to the reality that we're in. And this kind of sucks in the way that it's had to manifest, but I don't know. Maybe it's working out. Davis made a face. Sarah says, I'm a person that feels I always have to be productive. So this time is really hard for me. I'm learning that it's okay to feel blah and be unproductive at times, even though it's very difficult. I'm writing back to my friend. Still here. Okay. My friend Dwayne said he missed it. Okay. I think it's raining again. So, Sarah, I totally feel you. And that's something that me and my boyfriend have talked about too. And hi, Dwayne. And he is one of those people, that feels like his worth is tied to his productivity. And I feel that too. Sarah, I think that might be the Virgo in us. I don't know if Davis has any Virgo in his charts, but yeah, for me, I guess like my productivity, my idea of it has shifted kind of a little bit. And so, but yeah, even like me, like I tried to sit down and like work on this song that I've been working on, and it just was not coming out and not happening. And I just had to be like, dude, like it's okay. It's okay that you're not making the best thing in the whole wide world right now. And it's okay that you want to lay in your bed for the whole day. Like it's okay. And I'm glad that you are learning that that's okay too. And I think that's something else that I noticed about, or like read something, and they were talking about how this time is kind of forcing us to just be comfortable with the idea of just existing, and be comfortable with the idea that you can just be, and that you're like, the point of life is not working, and the point of life is not doing stuff until you just can't do it anymore. And so I think that this is a really important time to be kind to yourself and to realize that you are great just the way you are. And are you working from home at the Big Green? Big Green? The Big Green? Green, big, the? But yeah, I hope that you continue to send compassion to yourself, because you are awesome just as you are, Sarah. So my lovely little sister said, making sure to take care of our mental health is really important. Being alone can make it easy to get super in my head. Maybe talking about coping skills to keep your mind from being attracted to the dark thoughts we turn to when we are lonely. That's really good. And I think I haven't really had too much time to be like just alone. And so I think staying creative is really important, and staying focused in what makes you happy is a way to kind of combat those dark thoughts. And I think either reaching out to people online, talking to your friends, FaceTiming people definitely will help you feel a little less lonely. And I think that, what do I think? This is literally me during the podcast. I'll just be like talking and then I'm just like, yeah. And I think expressing those feelings too. I think that we're all prone to these dark thoughts and we're all prone to feeling lonely. And especially in a time that we can't leave our house, like, yeah, we're about to get really lonely. So I don't know. But I have seen a lot of things about creating a routine in order to keep yourself structured and keep your life under control. And so I think a routine might be good. Jordan was talking about sleeping. I feel like setting an appropriate time to wake up is a good idea. And I don't really know what appropriate mine is, but yeah, just making sure you do a little bit of stuff. I haven't done it yet because I've just been doing stuff, and then I wanted to do this live stream and then blah, blah, blah. But I was thinking I could just work on a little bit of music every day, just like a little 30 seconds, just to kind of get me moving, working, exercising my brain and stuff like that. And so getting out in nature is probably a good idea. So whenever you're able to go outside and it's not raining, or if you like the rain, it might be cool. So yeah, really anything like that. But I'll definitely keep in mind because I'm working on it too. So my friend Dwayne says that's part of the American dream, or what it used to be. Do until you can't anymore, then all your fun time allotment is gone. Yeah. Mother Earth has a way of getting what she wants, slowing down the world so she can recover from her bad hangover we keep giving her. Yeah, I really, really like that metaphor. It is a bad hangover. We're making her so sick and so, like, tired. But interestingly enough, like, maybe this is that shift and that balance that she's been needing. And like, what better way to take down the people that are killing you than with their own biology? So I think this is definitely a good time to be mindful of how we're treating the earth and how our consumption affects the earth. So recycling, wasting, throwing stuff away. I think this has probably been an incredible time. I mean, I don't really know if like transportation has stopped or slowed down or anything like that, but I mean, they say that the earth is getting healthier, so maybe so. I mean, I'm sure if we are about to be mandated to be quarantined and to not leave, then at least that's a little bit less gas, carbon monoxide that's getting in the thing. Dang, does it just keep freezing? Ugh, I'm gonna have to figure this out. It just like keeps freezing and I see it going out and I'm sorry. I hope that it's not yucky. At least it sounds good. Does anyone else have any more questions? Comments? I don't really know what direction to take this podcast in because I still feel like we're just in such a weird situation. Like, I could go on talking about relationships, which I mean might still be important, but to me, that's just not a priority right now. And maybe I can think about what is a priority and talk about that. What do you guys think? All 6 of you. Ooh, there's 9 of you. Wait, does that say 11? Oh my God, there's 11 people. Well, shoot, now I have to talk longer. I love you too, Dwayne. I love all you guys. And throughout all this craziness, just remember your friends and remember your family and remember to communicate your love and just know that you have all these people around you that love you and care about you and want the best for you. And oh shoot, I was going to do donations to Knifebird, but I'm going to put a link to our GoFundMe for Knifebird in this thing. Let me see if I can find it. GoFundMe, hell yeah. So my sweet boss started a GoFundMe for our little wine bar. And so we would love any donations because right now we're all fun employed. And so that's a thing. Anything would help, even like $5 or $1. Okay, Dwayne says relationships are always important and the fact that we need them to survive, but this time is about internal reflection. I really like that. Internal reflection for ourselves and turning energy into peace and calm and breath. I really like that. I think internal reflections are a really good idea. And I just wonder what I could talk about. And I guess I have all week to think about it. And okay, well, share it, Dwayne. My bangs are literally going to be like all grown out by the quarantine. So I hope you guys are excited. So if you're just now tuning in, we've talked about how crazy this is and how we need to work together to keep our sanity, and remember that you're not alone, and remember that everybody else is feeling weird as heck too. And if you still have your job, I think it's a great idea to practice gratitude around that, because for a lot of us, anyone in like the customer service industry is not having a job right now. And I don't really think it's like a situation where it's like, oh yeah, well, you should have had a backup plan in place. I mean, true. But I also think that like we're interacting with the public, like our jobs are important. And I know that we'll bounce back after this. So we just gotta stay positive and keep doing our thing and take this time to take care of ourselves and be compassionate to ourselves and all those other cool things. So let's see. Davis says, something I really needed to hear today was from psychologist Lori Gottlieb. I hope I said that right. Talking about the false hierarchy of pain, that just because your power isn't being cut off or you aren't a mother of 4 working 2 jobs, that somehow your pain is invalid. We often treat psychological pain as less important than physical. As less important. I don't know. I think that's great. And I think that we are, what was I going to say? Yeah, I think that I think that I keep forgetting what I'm saying. I think that we're always quick to think, oh, well, I'm not suffering as much, and so I just need to get over it. Well, no, Davis makes a really good point, and I think that all of our pain is valid, and all of our things are important, and just listening to ourselves and listening to our pain and being compassionate. And we're all in this together. And so your pain's still valid. And my sister does make a point too that psychological pain can create physical pain. And I'm a big believer in that. And I think that it's important to take care of both of those things. Take care of our brains, but also take care of our bodies. And for me, a lot of my psychological tension builds up like in my neck and my shoulders. And so I can tell if something's stressing me out that my body doesn't feel good. Yes, my aunt said this is a time that we are being forced to be aware, and I totally agree. And I think that I like to think that I'm already self-aware, but I definitely think this is forcing everybody to be aware and being aware of our priorities and being aware of other people and the world and the earth and all of those things. Sarah makes a good point too, bringing a light to a lot of things that need to change. I hope that people realize that obviously the way that our healthcare system is managing this situation, we need to work on it. The way that our education system provides so many things and the fact that it's closed and stuff like that, it's just wild. It's still wild for me to think that that is normal and that's like a thing. But yeah, I'm hoping that, it's really easy for me to kind of just like get really negative and think, oh, no one's going to care. No one's going to do anything or make a difference. But I think it's important to focus on progression and focus on healing. And surely like all of these people, sorry, I'm checking all my social medias. Yeah, I'm hoping that this inspires us to grow and to realize that we need to be together and stick together to make changes in the world around us. And it's not going to happen until we make that change within ourselves and work together, So my mom said, I felt guilty for months now that I just dropped out of local activism and keeping on with political stuff going on, but it was killing me. The worry and stress and just general overwhelm with the greed and everything. Yeah, that's really serious too. And I feel like as little people, we're kind of just like trying to like go against these big bullies, and it's really overwhelming. And I think hopefully that we can all like figure out what change and growth means for us. And I just saw what you said, but self-care and working on ourselves is just about the most revolutionary things humans can put our energy into right now. And I think so, totally. I think how they always say that change comes from within and be the change you wish to see in the world, I think it totally starts with us and how we relate with each other and how we relate with the world. And working on myself has been like a thing that I've been trying to do. And so maybe that's why I'm kind of like able to navigate this uncertainty a little good, not a little good, but But yeah, it's freaking hard. But literally just thinking about all the things that we have control over, which is not a lot except our internal story. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, we don't really have control over much, but what we do have control over is ourselves and how we think about things and if we're gonna think about things or not or whatever, Yes, I totally agree. Taking care of yourself right now is crucial because like I said, we're all potentially about to lose it. And so I think whatever we can do to make sure we don't lose it and make sure we work through our stuff is the best. Yes, I do agree. Getting outside is really good. And I have been trying to take it. I think it's really good too that it's spring now, because there's so many beautiful flowers that are blooming, and like literally they couldn't have come at a more perfect time, because it's literally like shit outside, and spring's coming, the warm's coming. We might need to be 6 feet away, but I think we can manage, and I think it'll be really good, because like Sarah was saying, we need that vitamin D, and we just need the nature. Like we are part of the nature, and I think that we've gotten so caught up in this fact that we are so far away from it, but we're actually not. And like we are nature. We're nature. Okay, so I'm sitting at an hour, and I guess it's okay. Hopefully it's not too long to upload. Okay. Only because you were aware of the emotional turmoil is the reason you set that boundary. That's so great. Hell yeah, boundaries. I'm thinking and reading. Just because you're home and maybe not so crazy busy doesn't mean you have to listen to all the family drama or toxic people. That's true. I think boundaries with people are really important too. Reach out to your stripper friends. They are not well right now. I like how you thought about that in the shower. Okay, so my friend Jordan texted me with a question from Brian. And let's see. Do you have any tips for balancing being productive, resting, and entertainment? Well, I definitely think a lot of it is listening to your body, and maybe like eliminating expectations for yourself. And for me, being productive, I was like really kind of hard on myself at first, because of course you're like, oh, I've got all this free time. I need to be doing stuff, or I need to be creating, or I need to be writing, or blah, 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 blah. I need to be cleaning. Well, sometimes we're not in the mood to clean. And this whole kind of cycle that I've realized within myself over the past month and a half, 2 months, I've realized how important it is to pay attention to your cycle, and just knowing that there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, and there's going to be times when you're feeling like full of energy and full of like power and like willingness to go. And then there's going to be times that you're exhausted and tired and you just don't want to do anything. So I think getting in tune with your body when you are in those certain periods. And I think also too, doing things that bring you joy and bring you fulfillment, and letting those things bring out that joy in you, and then you will feel inspired and you will feel that drive to want to be productive in whatever ways. Like for me, I think like I didn't like get this whole like epiphany to start cleaning and getting my life together for a few days. And there were literally 2 days in a row that I just slept. And I know that I sleep to avoid my problems. And so I kind of just had to be like, okay, look, girl, it's fine. Like, it's fine that you are tired, and it's fine that you need a break, and just making sure you listen to that for sure, because like you're in this relationship with your body. And so why wouldn't you listen to it? And so I think that you have to learn to work together, and then you can figure out your stuff. As far as entertainment, maybe he means like Netflix or something, or internet time. I mean, I probably could stand to be have better I don't even know how to say it. Monitor my computer time better, but it's okay. I think I realized how much pressure like Facebook and the media was giving me. And so I just kind of like had to check out of that. But I mean, I think just making sure you're aware of kind of what your pie chart looks like, if you can visualize how you spend your time. And so just keep a close watch on how productive you're being and what you did today or this week and how much rest you got or how much you watch TV. I don't really try to watch TV, so I mean, I still like, I guess, do things entertainment wise, like play Nintendo and stuff. I'm going to share this GoFundMe again. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Brian. Well, it's 7:39. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to keep talking? Do you hate this thing pausing? I was watching an artist live stream the other day and it just kept glitching and I was like, oh, it's a little frustrating. And I'm really grateful that you guys all joined in. I'm so stoked that you guys wanted to have this dialogue. And I think that right now is like a really crucial time to remember that we are connected and remember that we are together. And we might be apart in distance, but that's not necessarily the case in spirit. I know I've got a lot of friends who haven't seen in a long time, and we've all been missing our live music, and it's really hard. And I mean, we're still kind of at the beginning of our journey, and so all of this could change at any moment. Yeah, well, does anyone have anything else? Because I'm running out of creative material and I just keep staring at my hair and it's just like a big mess. Davis says, we are the world, we are the children. Hell yeah. We are the we. We're the we. We're the we. Well, I'm going to think about what to talk about. I love you guys so much. I'm going to figure out what to talk about. And I appreciate, Dwayne, your comment on internal reflection. And I think I'm just going to think about that too. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I got that one as a birthday gift. But I'm trying to make sure I don't kill the other ones. And I think they're all kind of going through it too. Olivia got me an orchid for my birthday, so I'm doing a great job at taking care of it and keeping it alive, so that's really cool. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to keep thinking about this internal reflection idea. And because I feel like, I mean, things could happen in a week too, you know? And I think that, I mean, maybe the energy will shift and maybe things will get better and easier. And this will be a whole week with our kind of like forced quarantine, don't leave your house type situation except for essential things. So I'm sure we might be in a different spot next week. But I hope you like this live thing. I really like the interactive part where you guys can say stuff and I can talk, and I want to try to go live more as if people want to listen. They kind of do. They kind of probably don't. I don't know. But at least you guys do, and at least you guys are here. And Sarah, I think you should do it. Make it a plant world. I think plants are good. And I think that oxygen will help you too. And the green and just the connection to the nature. So if you have any suggestions for the direction or what you think would be like cool to talk about, reach out, My Instagram is at Embrace the Madness Podcast. You know where to find me. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you sooner rather than later. Definitely next week, if not sooner. But thanks for tuning in to Embrace the Madness. This is Madeline, and we'll see you later. Thanks again for tuning into this week's episode of Embrace the Madness. Don't forget to subscribe so you can learn to live your best life.